I don't believe I did that. Well, hello glue troopers, and welcome back to the TARDIS. I didn't get to work today in here till probably around 5 o'clock, and it is now going on 8 something, so got, a few hours work in. I got a lot of the rigging and the last of the masts and sails on the pirate ship, but as I said, I'm not going to have those billowy sails under the bowsprit, so I made, out of paper, I made one that was furled, and another one I just said, you know what, it's gone off to the sailmaker. I want to kind of keep a somewhat clean look. That's one reason I didn't put that other sail between the mizzen and the mainmast, which are the rear two, if memory serves me right. I got to study up on my old ship vernacular before we have the live stream. Also spent a lot of the day doing some research on the Pershing, because I want to talk about model tanks and stuff. Because that was a super Pershing that John the Sanwa guy sent me, by the way. I forgot to mention that. It had that those two big recuperators, which are basically glorified recoil springs on top, which later on I rewatched the Chieftain video on that, and later on they came up with a unit that went inside, because there were two 90mm guns for that tank, and the E-15-2 was one with a super long barrel, and that could knock out a Tiger at over 3 kilometers. So, but you know what? For the live stream. So I went and did a real stupid thing today. By the way, all the outtakes that you're going to see are from before I started recording. And believe me, you're going to have some Lulus today. I decided, even though I said I was going to leave the yards and sails white because I wanted to pop up on the gentleman's shelf, I was looking, I was thinking, okay, that's just a little too white. That's bleach white. That's, just maybe a little thin, slight light tan, just to sort of take the edge off of an off-white. And I reach in my paints, I grab up, I find my wood color, which is light to medium brown, mix in some thinners, and I'm going to super thin it, just, almost thought about airbrushing it. And the stuff starts clumping and globbing. What's the matter, so maybe, and then I realize, oh crap, this was an enamel. I had it in with my acrylic, so I was trying to use isopropyl to cut it. So I dumped that, but the paint's still pretty much intact. So I put in some X20A, only I forgot that X20A is an acrylic paint thinner. And it's not the all-purpose. So I used some acetone that cleaned the brush and everything, but I had a can of the good old-fashioned, still the best product Testors makes. Testors, take anything off your hands. Thinner. So I thinned it out, and first thing I had to do was go over the sails and clean them up, and I'd kind of made a mess out of the aft sail, and I was like, oh Christ, it's gonna be some work. And of course I broke a few things working on it. That's a given. I did manage to pop a few of those. I had just glued a couple of them, tack glued a couple of them in place. I was able to get a few of them off. Some others it was easier actually to deal with it on the ship, believe it or not. But when I got them all stripped down, it's never 100% clean, and wiped down everything, happy accident, actually kind of had the look I was going for. So in the end, looks good. I wanted the sails to have I want to look white, a little off-white, but I want them to have not a uniform color. I want them to, like they've been out there a while. Some spots on them are bleached, others are dirty, give it a little mix. And it seems to accomplish that, actually. Now I'm going to have to go in and fix a few bibs and bobs, finish off the rigging, and of which there's still a fair amount to do, even though I got all the stuff on the bowsprit done. But overall, tomorrow, the next day, maybe, depending on how I get. We gotta take the cat to the vet tomorrow. Always a joy. Baby, where's my Kevlar? I'll be needing my bulletproof gauntlets and my full face helmet also, because honey don't like to go into box. Ooh, that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, so a couple of days left. Hope to get the ship finished, and I'd love to have it done before the live stream. And when I don't know if I get a chance to get started on that Pershing. I watched some build videos on it because I want to get a head start on it. That's one of the things we're going to talk about is like still pictures in magazines versus videos for aids when you're building stuff. Several people have commented on that, and we'll talk about it. Like everybody's got a preference, you know, and you can look at a picture, but watching somebody put the piece in, which you can loop over and over again if you have a question, because sometimes flat pictures don't get it, but it's nice just to be able to. So they both have the pros and cons. We'll talk about that. Also, I've been downloading some stuff. I've always been interested. Of course, you guys know I'm a kaiju fan, so. About Tsuburaya and the models that were made in a lot of the old Japanese movies, not just the kaiju, but the wartime movies. And I found there's very little in the way of backstage photos or photos of the shop with them working on the stuff. There are some, especially with several where they're making the big Godzilla costume, but I was thinking more about the models, like the tanks and everything. I did find out that for the most part they were all built in-house. Although there were some radio control tanks in later movies that they went and bought. Most of them were built in-house because that's just what you had to do back then. So, and of course, excellent quality. But we'll talk a little about Tsuburaya and his background and maybe Toho. Just for however long you guys want to. It's just I thought it was an interesting subject, because I love the models. I'm an addict to Pierce films and sense of scale. I just love the model work. Anyway, so I'm gonna go in and wash my hands. It's going on dinner time, and I got to put this video together. So there's where we're at for tonight, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care of yourself. As always, model on. Yeah, it was just model on. Model on. What am I, Guy Fleegman? Enough acetone, you can clean up anything, right? You ever notice you'll do things on accident you couldn't do on purpose if you tried? Make sure that's water. Wonder how many artists or people have poisoned themselves thinking they were drinking water and drank something else. Turn the other light on. We got little shop lights in here to keep sort of a bright thing. Whoa! Shit. Oh, hit the light switch on the way down. That was it. Yeah, still probably have the lowest production values on the internet. Yes, it's me.